What if? What if every girl grew up to become a successful woman? A woman that gives selflessly to her family, career, and community. And what if every girl grew up to donate her time, talent, and treasure to others? One that doesn't know the meaning of no and always goes the extra mile. What if every girl became a Girl Scout? And what if every girl grew up to become a true woman of distinction? What if the world was full of women like these?
Gail Moxley is an amazing woman. We've known each other for a little over 14 years. When I first started to work at the Chamber, she came, I think probably my first or second week to welcome me. And we hit it off, and it just told me right then and there, with her taking the time to come and say hi, what kind of person that she was. She has a busy job, and she volunteers in many different organizations in the community. Yet she still has time for the Rotary Club of Martinsburg. She has time for CASA. She's worked with the United Way. She does a lot with our Chamber of Commerce and the Home Builders Association, the Board of Realtors. I don't know how she gets it all done. Gail brings her love for people and passion for the community to the community each and every day. Thank you, Gail.
One quick little story about Gail that's a spoof on me is she knows that I am electronically challenged. So when I moved up from my flip phone to my smartphone, I could not get it to work. And I was panicking. I had just bought this brand new iPhone. So I called Gail and I said, Gail, what is wrong with this iPhone? And she says, now Pam, you did charge it, correct? And I said, well, it's a smartphone. Why do you have to charge it? I just paid $300 for this phone. She said, oh, Pam, are you ever gonna learn? So I love Gail. She's had my back so many times, and I think she's so deserving of this award.
So I am feeling so honored and so humbled to be named a Woman of Distinction. It's a very long line of great, outstanding women in our community, and just very near and dear to my heart, the whole event and award. Well, I feel like I represent women today by trying to lead as a good example, and we have so many great women in our community, but I just try to do what I feel is the best to do. I have a daughter and granddaughters, and they're all great young women, and you know, hopefully by the example that I lead, they definitely are following in that type of role. I was a Brownie when I was very young, and then I did 4-H, actually did the whole through 12th grade as a 4-H'er, and both of those really do instill great values in you. They teach you about the community and teach you what it takes to build a community and make the community the best that it can be. My advice to younger women is set your goals, set them high. Whatever you think that you want to do in life, you can do it. If there's a setback, it's okay, because you can really do it. One of the best things I can remember is don't be too hard on yourself. Talk to yourself like you're one of your best friends, and what you would say to your best friend, say to yourself in order to get through whatever you're getting through, but definitely treat yourself as one of your friends. I'm Gail Moxley, and I'm a woman of distinction.
My woman of distinction is Jeannette King, and I've known Jeannette almost 3 years. Jeannette and I have had some wonderful, wonderful times together. She is just a tremendously loving woman. She cares so deeply about her family, about her work family, her community. She's extremely generous. I mean, she has the heart as big as the sky. Jeannette is a tremendous role model. She's so inspiring. For instance, this one story I'd like to share. There was a grandmother here in Berkeley County who was raising all of her grandchildren. She had 7 children, and I think maybe 4 of them were under the age of 4. So she had 3 older ones and then the 4 little ones. This poor woman didn't have brakes for her car. She was trying to make a living and trying to support these children, and Jeannette found out about her through another agency here in Berkeley County, and Jeannette just stepped right up and took care of the children in terms of buying them clothing and diapers and formula, and whenever this lady needed food, Jeannette was right there to help her because Jeannette could see that this lady was really trying to help herself and help her children, her grandchildren. So last Christmas was exceptionally special. Jeannette went Christmas shopping for all of these children, and we had the best time wrapping all of these presents, and then Jeannette and I took them over to this lady's house for all of those kids. And those kids, when they saw all those presents, and it was all because of Jeannette, all because of her generous nature and her sweet spirit.
Jeannette is so special because of a lot of things. Special is kind of a unique word with Jeannette. And I say that because there's lots of different things that are special about her. I've seen her in positions of where she's sat there and she's actually cried because a small child doesn't get enough food to eat. In front of an entire group of individuals, she gets upset just because the passion she has for the West Virginia people and those that don't have enough to eat, don't have clothing, don't have places to live. But I've also seen the hard-nosed business person who sat in front of a contracting officer negotiating a $9 million contract and said, "No, sir, that's not what we're going to do, and that's not why we're here. We're here to help you. We're not here to give you a difficult time. So let's kind of work together to make this happen." So that's the kind of Jeannette that I see as a special. I see her just an individual that is trying to do what a lot of us as people out there are trying to do, and that's just, you know what, how do we help each other? And Jeannette, to you, this is well deserved. You know how I feel about you. I love you, lady, and congratulations.
Being honored as a woman of distinction is humbling. I know many of the women who have been previously honored as women of distinction, and I'm very proud and humbled to be a part of this distinct members of the community. So the way I would represent women of today and women of distinction is to continue to encourage and empower other women and girls and give back to society. I think that is really important. When you get to a point where you're a woman of distinction, it is very important to give back and give others a hand up. Some of the ways that I give back to the community, some are through my business. The one I'm most proud of is I have what is called a Hub Zone training program, where I employ people in economically disadvantaged areas and I pay them 40 hours a month to train and to help them gain sustainable employment, whether it's with my company or with another company. I'm very proud to say that the folks that have been in our program at least a year have either gotten a job, which they did not have before, or they are enrolled in college, or they are actually working full-time for us now. I was not a Girl Scout growing up. I was a Brownie in the 4th grade. I didn't get my calling for service until I was 18 years old and went into the military. And so at that point, I really found my passion for service and helping other people. I think sisterhood is important because we all have a power within us to make a difference and to, again, uplift other women, other people. So I would say that the most important thing we can do is encourage each other. And also, one of the things that I found coming up is when I found a woman who was where I wanted to be, but had been where I was, I would emulate them and I would ask them to be a mentor. And so I think it's really important in sisterhood that we provide that mentorship and that encouragement to other women. Some advice that I would share with other young women and Girl Scouts and even women my age is to know your power and know your worth, and know that if you want to do something and you set your mind to it and you work hard at it, then you can accomplish it. And there is absolutely no obstacle that you cannot overcome. And just remember to come back and again help others and give them a hand up. I am Jeannette King, and I am a woman of distinction.
I've known Lori for 10 years. She's lived in Morgan County for 20 years. She raised her children there, and the first interactions I had with her when Jenna joined our 4-H club, and Lori jumped in head first, helping with fundraisers and activities with the 4-H club. And then I've known, was involved with her more recently serving on the board of the Chamber of Commerce when she was became executive director of the Chamber. Lori is so special because she thinks outside the box with everything she does. She is the most forward-thinking person that I know. She has everyone's interest in the forefront. She always takes everything. She is a leader, and she takes everything and she runs with it, but she involves everyone in the teamwork. She's just amazing. Lori is a glass half full kind of gal, and we love her, and she is so deserving of this Woman of Distinction award.
I've known Lori Hansroth, my Woman of Distinction, practically forever. We have been friends through our sons, Joey and Matt, who grew up together when they moved here about 20 years ago. They were in school together in sports. I enjoyed watching Lori work with the activities of the school and the sporting and academics that the kids were in together. Most recently, I started working with Lori through the Morgan County Chamber of Commerce. You just have to love Lori's personality. She is fantastic. She's enthusiastic. Her vitality in working with people, things through the chamber, the projects that she does. She's really a go-to kind of person that you know will get things done. Lori has a can-do attitude. This woman is unstoppable. She owns her own business, Crunch Time Escapes. She is a consultant for doTERRA Oils. She is the director of the Morgan County Chamber of Commerce, and she's the executive director at the Berkeley Springs Museum. Who does all of this? If you give Lori something, she will get it done, and you know she will do it right. Lori is simply amazing. You will not find a better person out there. She follows some really great women in the Women of Distinction listing. All of those women before her have done great things. She's pretty awesome.
You know, I am so humbled and honored to be nominated as a Woman of Distinction. Such an amazing group of women that to be counted among them is just such a joy. If I had to define a woman of distinction, I would have to say that you go right back to the definition of distinction, which would be something that sets you apart or makes you a little bit different. And there are so many adjectives that could be used to describe all the women that have achieved this honor. But I would have to say that overall it would be a strength of heart, a strength of character, and a strength of spirit. I believe I represent women of today by being willing to step up to the plate, not just professionally, but personally. Well, I serve as the part-time director for the Berkeley Springs Morgan County Chamber of Commerce. I'm also the executive director for the Museum of the Berkeley Springs. I have my own business, that's a doTERRA essential oil business. I'm involved with a lot of different groups, but I'm not really at the forefront of a lot of those groups. You find me at the idea table. I do a lot of brainstorming. I work with them doing a lot of promoting, and then you'll generally find me behind the scenes running the errands and making sure things are running smoothly. So I'm not always in the spotlight, but I'm always in the background helping. I was a Brownie as a youngster, and actually even went through the juniors before I left the Girl Scouts, but I joined the Explorers program in high school, and all of those programs are amazing because they provide such a mentorship for young people and giving them experiences that they wouldn't normally have an opportunity to do. To me, sisterhood is important because it's about the camaraderie of women who are joining together with shared experiences, and it's supporting each other and pushing each other to make yourself even better. Young women of today face so many challenges, and they are often pushed to have it all. They think they have to do it all and they have to have it all. And I think it's really important for them to understand that they do have choices. And they do have the ability to prioritize and decide what's important for them and for their families, and to not feel guilty if they can't have it all and do it all. I am Lori Hansroth, and I am a woman of distinction.